Hey YouTube, Gordon Miller here from G3. So I wanted to talk about something that's really important these days, and I've gotten a lot of submissions. We're up to over 300 submissions online and through Quora, and I try to respond to all of them as quickly as I can. Some of them get an immediate response, some take an hour or so. I think I've never gone more than about 8 or 12 hours before responding to something, so I try to get to them pretty quick. And one of the things that I try to focus on is if it's something that I'm really not into, I try to go ahead and get to a quick no. And so I think the quick no is really important, and it's something that I wanted to talk a little bit about here. In another video, I outlined the 8 things that I don't invest in and why. And so getting to a quick no is just my way of saying, it's not that it's a bad idea or that, it's never going to work. Although in some cases I do mention to people that I don't think it's going to work, or that, I don't think it's going to be successful, and try to give them the reasons why I don't think it's going to be successful. But for me, I have to sort through all the different opportunities. I'm looking for the things that are going to work. And so getting to the quick no, I had shared that strategy in a different video, and I just wanted to give a follow-up. This one is dedicated to some of the responses I've gotten from the people that have put questions to me or presented something to me. So there are really 2 things I wanted to focus on in this video. One is the art of the quick no, and then the other thing is what I covered in one of the other videos, which is what do I do about college, and how to structure college, or the college opportunity. Should I get a job? Should I go to college? And what should I do there? So I'm not going to give names because I don't have permission to share their names, but if you guys see the video and you want to chime in, then great. By all means, tag yourself and provide a comment. But one young man came forward with an opportunity, and I was really excited because I had made some comment about getting to a quick no in another video that somebody else had done, it was really about the sales strategy from all these other business gurus that are out there. They were talking about spending all this time, continuing to work a lead and things like that. And I was really not all about that. If you give me a list of 100 people, I want to call all 100 as fast as I can, get everybody who's going to say yes first, and then work my way back through the list. I'm not going to work my way through the list and then work a guy to death only to find out he's not going to do something. And so this is a strategy that I learned from Chris Gardner from the Pursuit of Happiness movie that Will Smith played him in the movie. So amazing guy and great strategy. I'm really, he made twice as many phone calls as anybody else and got the quick yes. And so just like he got the quick yes, I like to turn it around and say, I like to get to the quick no. If somebody's going to give you a no, no is no. And so I want to find the guys that are going to say yes quickly, and then turn the list. Now, a lot of people are telling me that they get in trouble wherever they work, because if you burn a lead and a lead is worth X number of dollars, then that's going to cost them, and their boss or the company doesn't really appreciate when you burn a list that's worth thousands of dollars. And I'm not talking about burning the list. I'm talking about working your way through the list once, finding the people who are going to say yes, and then working your way back through that list and continuing to work it. So I'm not worried about, if you're doing cold call sales and the folks there don't like the way that you're doing it, then they're welcome to fire you and go find a job somewhere else. But there's one young man that approached me, and out of a 40-person call group running through leads, he was using this technique that was developed by one of these other YouTube gurus, where he was working guys to death, and even called me repeatedly for weeks and weeks. And so I finally went ahead and said, you know what? I saw his number come up, and I had it listed as annoying guy. And so I went ahead and answered the call after about a month of getting at least a call a week, if not more. And he'd leave voicemail every time, would never say what it's about. But I finally, picked up the phone and I said, look, stop calling me. If you call again, I'm going to get a restraining order out after you. That's how annoyed I was. And so, anyway, I realized, because he posted back to the YouTube video that I originally had posted that strategy from. And so he finally confided in everybody in the group that he had tried this technique and it did not work on me. And so I posted back to the question, because I was following the thread. And I said, I'm sorry, I was probably it was rude of me, and I'm sorry to have done that. And, I probably shouldn't have. But anyway, I struck up a conversation with this kid, and we talked about what he's doing. He's like, I'm number 40 in the company out of 40, this is tough, and I'm like, well, my strategy is, get to the quick no. And he's like, all right, well, I'm going to try that. So a couple months went by, and he calls me back, and it's still listed in my phone contacts as annoying guy, but by now I know who he is. So I pick up the phone and I say, hey, how you doing? And he's like, look, I just wanted to tell you, after just a couple of months of using your strategy, I am number 2 in the company right now. And he goes, I cannot believe everybody is asking me, how in the world did I do it? And I was like, great, congratulations, man. You worked your ass off for that. That's awesome. That's the way you do it. You get through your list, you find the 20 people out of the 100 that are going to say yes, you cash that check, and then you work back through the list or work other lists. But, he made more money more quickly working through the people that were going to say yes than wasting a whole bunch of time on somebody who was going to say no. In the time that he would have normally worked one person, 20 times or 10 times, he was able to call on 10 people. And out of that 10 people, 2 people or 3 people said yes. So instead of getting one check for one close that he spent 10 contacts on, he made 10 contacts, closed 2 or 3 deals, and made 2 or 3 times as much money. So, it's not rocket science, guys. I mean, come on. It's all about the numbers. It's all about the mathematics of how to make money. And I get so upset about all these internet gurus. I'm not an internet guru. I got nothing to sell you. I am not charging you a dime. You can watch my video or not watch my video. But, I just wanted to thank some of the people out there who have shared with me what a difference it's made. So this young man he called me back about a month ago, and he said, look, I am now number 1 in my company. I beat the guy who's been there forever. And now, the company is asking me to, take on additional responsibility, and they're offering me additional opportunities. And I'm like, man, that is awesome. You went from number 40 to number 1 in 3 or 4 months. That is unbelievable. And that is a young man who is going to succeed because he worked his ass off for it, but he had to have the right strategy. And I'm so grateful that he had the right strategy in order to be able to do that. And, my hat's off to him. I really do appreciate the fact that, he did an amazing job. So on another topic, I got, an email this morning from another young man that I spoke to some time ago. I'm not sure. Let's see. Let me pull his email up and see when he actually contacted me the first time. I don't recall, but it's been a number of months. I don't remember. Here you go. What's the date on the original message? So, all right. So it was January 19th of 2016. So it's been a year. And this young man, contacted me, and I was I had made some comment on another YouTube video about how college was a waste of money for most people. And I made a whole other video about that, so check out the other video that talks about, should I go to college or learn a skill? And I had made the comment in there that, for most people, college is a waste of money. And it just really depends on what you do with it. And my other video talks more about college specifically. But I have to say that this young man did an amazing thing. He was able to go to a lesser expensive school where he got a scholarship plus additional funds to help him go to school. He didn't have to work as much because it wasn't as expensive. He got most of it paid for through the scholarship. And he is now doing extremely well. And he is supplementing his college experience with Udemy and other courses like that from instructors that frankly are often have more current skills than a lot of the professors at some of these other colleges. So it's great to go to a college and a community college or other things like that. But a lot of those instructors aren't really out there in the real world, and even some of the instructors on Udemy have some better experiences. So young man wrote me back and said, I am so glad that you posted what you did. I was going to go to college and it was going to almost bankrupt my parents, and I'm really glad that I went to some place that was less expensive. I'm getting a great experience. I'm supplementing that. I'm working, and I'm starting to build opportunities with other classmates and friends in school that I can start businesses and things like that. And that, my friend, is what it's all about. College is what you make of it. You get out of college exactly what you put into it. And if you don't put anything into it, you're not going to get anything out, no matter how expensive it is. So the cost of college is not what's important. It's about what you put into it. And this young man invested a great deal into his college experience, and he is getting a great deal out of it. I am so excited when I hear stuff like that. I love the fact that I'm able to help people, and that's what it's all about. Anyway, Gordon Miller from G3. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon.